Hey Denver Broncos fans, welcome to the channel. Today we're diving into how the Broncos went from one of the worst teams in the NFL to a serious contender for taking down the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC West. The key to this turnaround? Signing young talent early, like Patrick Surtain III and Quinn Meinerz. Now, the question is, will the team do it again with Nik Bonitto, who had a breakout season in 2024? Will Denver extend his contract before the market explodes? What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. The Denver Broncos are ahead of the game. Thanks to solid recruiting, player development across the roster, the discovery of professional scouts, and the optimism surrounding young quarterback Bo Nix's game, Denver has gone from being one of the worst teams in the NFL just a year ago to a dark horse contender to challenge the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC West. One of the keys to the Broncos' success has been getting ahead of their rising young stars and offering them contract extensions long before they hit the market. Last offseason, the Broncos jumped ahead and paid players like 2021 draft darlings Patrick Surtain II and Quinn Meinerz. Denver was able to lock in key contributors and building blocks for the roster with guaranteed money much earlier than in hindsight, now looking like relative bargains compared to the market. Meinerz is earning $18 million per year, placing him 8th in the league among guards, with his $45 million guaranteed sitting 7th. At the time, Surtain's $24 million per year was at the top of the league, but less than a year later, he's now 4th, and his total guarantees are 2nd. Derek Stingley Jr.'s salary bump with the Texans not only led the market this offseason, but also gave Surtain a near 25% bump in his annual average. It pays off to get ahead and pay your stars early. Will the Broncos do it again this offseason? With names like wide receiver Courtland Sutton, defensive end Zach Allen and John Franklin Myers, and pass rusher Nik Bonitto all entering the final year of their respective contracts, could the Broncos copy their own playbook and hand out contracts a year early? That's what Bradley Locker from Pro Football Focus suggests, specifically urging the Broncos to extend Bonitto, who's entering his 4th year. Bonitto's breakout helped elevate an incredible year for Denver's defense, especially their defensive line. In 2024, the Oklahoma product tied for 16th among qualified edge defenders in pressures generated I-61, while posting a PFF coverage grade of 92.6, the best at his position, wrote Locker. Bonitto can still improve as a run defender, but his pass rush juice alone should allow him to join recently extended teammates Jonathan Cooper and DJ Jones. Bonitto is a fantastic scheme, fit for the aggressive defense the Broncos have played under defensive coordinator Vance Joseph. Bonitto isn't the biggest, longest, or strongest edge defender in the NFL, and he'll never be a dominant run defender holding up in the front of the line with minimal bodies running the defense. However, in a defense that creates as many one-on-one opportunities as any other in the league, that allows for more rush lanes toward the quarterback and prioritizes disruption and penetration, Bonitto is a fantastic fit for speed rush, and the proof is in his 2024 All-Pro body of work. Bonitto doesn't have the strength or bulk to impact the game in as many dimensions as Myles Garrett, Danielle Hunter, Max Crosby, or Nick Bosa. 2. Bonitto's credit, though, he has vastly improved as a run defender during his time in the league, a credit to his drive and work ethic. Winning in different ways from those perennial all-pro pass rushers is still valuable. Earlier this offseason, Zach Stevens from DNVR reported that Bonitto and his camp were seeking a contract in the range of $23 million per year, which would make him the 10th highest-paid player in the NFL. With the cap rising, it's expected that Bonitto is now seeking a larger contract, proportional to the cap growth. The Broncos' strategy of getting ahead has been a pillar of their recent success. By identifying young talent and locking in their services before their prices skyrocket in the market, the team has been able to maintain a competitive core without compromising their financial future. Patrick Surtain, LeSecond's case is emblematic. When he was extended, his contract was the largest in the league for a cornerback, but it quickly became one of the most advantageous for the franchise as the market continued to inflate. The same happened with Quinn Miners, whose contract already looks like a bargain given the current values for elite guards. This approach not only ensures roster stability, but also sends a clear message to players. If you perform, you'll be rewarded. This culture of meritocracy is crucial for keeping the locker room motivated and competitive. Now, the big question is whether the Broncos will repeat this strategy with Nik Bonitto. The outside linebacker had a standout season in 2024, emerging as one of the most important pieces of Vance Joseph's defense. His aggressive style of play and ability to generate pressure on the quarterback fit perfectly into the Broncos' defensive scheme, which prioritizes disruption and creating turnovers. However, investing more than $23 million per year in a player who isn't yet universally recognized as one of the best at his position is a risk. Bonitto has shown consistent growth, but there are still questions about his ability to be a complete defender, especially against the run. If the Broncos extend him, they'll be betting that he'll continue to evolve and justify the investment. On the other hand, letting Bonitto hit the open market in 2025 could be costly. If he has another high-level season, his value could skyrocket even more, putting the Broncos in a tough spot. Either they pay a lot more to keep him, or they lose him to a competitor with more cap space. Additionally, the team needs to consider the impact of these decisions on other areas of the roster. Courtland Sutton, for example, is one of the leaders of the offense and is also in the final year of his contract. Zach Allen and John Franklin Myers are key pieces on the defensive line. Extending Bonitto could mean sacrificing the ability to keep some of these other players. In the end, the decision on Nik Bonitto will be a test for the Broncos' management philosophy. If they believe he is a key piece for the future, it makes sense to act now and avoid even higher costs down the road. But if they hesitate, they might regret it later. One thing is certain, the Broncos are no longer at rock bottom. Their rebuild is paying off, and the decisions made this offseason will determine if they're ready to take the next step and challenge the Chiefs for dominance in the AFC West. Paying Bonitto now could be the move that solidifies this rise, or the mistake that slows the process down. It all depends on how he performs in the coming years, and if the team can balance its finances to maintain a competitive roster in all phases of the game. Only time will tell if the gamble is worth it, but one thing is clear. The Broncos are playing chess, while many teams are still playing checkers. Their ability to anticipate trends and act before the competition may be the difference that takes them back to the top of the NFL. So, Denver Broncos fans, what did you think of the video? Do you think the Broncos are making the right move by locking in Nik Bonitto's extension now, or is it better to wait a bit before finalizing the contract? Leave your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on everything Broncos this season, and share this video with other NFL fans. Let's follow the team's evolution together and see how far they can go in the quest for the top of the AFC West.